All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. It is Friday, July 23rd, 2021. Thanks for joining me this morning. Let's talk about the market, shall we? Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, turn notifications so you don't miss anything. It's time to rock and roll. All right, Dow futures are up 173 points. Nasdaq hit an all-time high overnight at 15,015. S&P futures now at 43.77, nearing all-time highs. We got as close as 43.84, I think, 43.84.05, 434.84.50 is the all-time high. We should be able to break that today. Russell 2000 index up 0.54%. I have IWM calls with our members, so that's good news. Crude oil futures are down 0.28%, 71.72 a barrel. Gold futures are down 0.12%, 1803 an ounce. Silver futures 25.31 an ounce, down 0.28%. 10-year Treasury yield now above 1.3%. That's pretty good. Again, don't want too much volatility. You don't want it too low either. Kind of have to be like Goldilocks porridge, just right. The dollar index is green as well, 92.85 on the index. The VIX is down 3.11% at 17.14. And Euro dollar is up 6 pips, 117.78. Dollar yen is up as well, 110.47. Ethereum futures 2,069. Bitcoin futures 32,455. That's where we are currently. Let's take a look at some pre-market movers. There was some earnings that came out this morning and yesterday. So obviously, due to the title, Chinese stocks are falling. DD Global under more regulation. More issues, down 15% pre-market. Let's take a look at the Dow. American Express did beat on their earnings. They're up 4.74 pre-market. Intel did beat as well, but I guess guidance wasn't good enough. They're down 3%. They reported yesterday. Financials are up with yields, finally working together. JP Morgan up nearly 1%. Goldman Sachs 0.68%. Remember, we bought that on Monday with that fall. Boeing is up 0.74%. Pre-market. Procter & Gamble is red. Honeywell is also red, 1.18%. Let's take a look at the S&P here. Twitter had great earnings and great guidance. I think the best earnings report since 2014, or best revenue growth since 2014. They're up 4.31%. Tons of upgrades on for them. Let's see here. Nvidia also up 0.13%. Facebook with Twitter and Snapchat. Snapchat also reported earnings. They beat. Facebook is also up because of the social media space. They're up 2.61%. Kimberly-Clark also reported earnings, but they're down 3.84%. Let's see here. Schlumberger also reported. They're up 2.93%. And on the Nasdaq, JD.com is down 3.71%, thanks to Didi. Baidu, again, another Chinese company, they're down 3%. Alibaba is also down. I can get you that number here. Let's see, Baba stock, they're down 3.14% pre-market. Looking at here, another name, Moderna's also up 2%. AMD is also green. Tesla's down 0.65%. They report next week. We'll get you that calendar on Instagram as soon as we can. Probably by tomorrow we'll get that. So that's where we are this morning. Pretty much for the most part. I mean, Apple was moving to above 148. They report on Tuesday. My target here is 149. Obviously, the Nasdaq is kind of lagging the rest of the majors with small caps rotated in with the Dow. Yesterday, the Dow was rotated out. Industrials, financials, what have you. And tech was leading the way. Now tech is also doing well, but not leading the way. But again, still all good for the S&P. Looks like we'll hit all-time highs and revisit today. What a difference from Monday, where everyone was freaking out, right? That's where we are. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. So really not much to do. I mean, you do have some earnings tomorrow. Some earnings next week, big ones. So I kind of broke it down when it comes to the aftermarket recap. I really, for Friday, if you're looking to trade, obviously keep in mind that the premiums may be a little juiced. Just be careful. Saw a little bit on Apple. They report next week. Facebook reports next week. I don't advise trading the number. I advise possibly just maybe looking at some calls, playing the run up, and then sell it beforehand. That's probably your best bet. We've done that with Micron. We should have done that with JPM, but you live and learn. This is a lesson that you learn. So if you see something out there, fine. If Apple does break 149, the 150s are nice. Let's see some other names here. Facebook broke out of resistance, 358.79, so I'm going to close that. Not really much to look for there. Again, these are regarding the names that are reporting next week offhand. Google is very expensive. I'd be careful. On Qs would probably be your best bet. If the 366 does break, you can possibly take a look at some calls. But other than that, I'd be very careful. I expect them to beat, but again, just expecting to beat isn't enough. It's all about the reaction of the market with these earnings. So again, if you're looking at playing a Tesla, just be careful. It needs to break 700. That's the main thing. It needs to break at least 695 first, but we haven't got there. And I mean, it's just been trading not the best. I own the stock. I love the stock, but trading it has been an absolute nightmare recently because of this kind of just sideways action. We had this in Amazon, I believe, for like 8 months, and then it finally broke out. But again, we're really between 583 and 700. That's where we are, and that's a long, big range, and it's nothing there to really do. So if you want to buy the stock, that's one thing, but to buy calls, I would not. Holding an Q position at 14.6, sell or short long-term hold. I would say this, you can possibly, when it gets to 15,000, which will happen today, just go ahead and take it, and then wait for possible earnings, take your money, move on with your day. That's what I would do. We had the Dow futures, our members, and we held all the way down to 33,623, and finally we're moving up and we're finally breaking even, which is pretty funny. But again, patience pays. I mean, we knew that we would get a turnaround. It just happens. Wish we bought more, but oh well. You know, you can't just add more risk just because. So really the only signal I have open for our members is IWM, which is Russell 2000, the 220s for next week. We were in the money just a little while ago. I also have some Apple calls for next week. I'm watching the 150s. Let's see what we get there. I saw some boost in volume on those calls. So again, could be some bets out there. Also, Fast Money was talking about Alibaba, some calls too, but for later down the line in January, some leaps. So again, you could see we are down $7, nearly 3% on that stock. I own the stock. I love the stock, but obviously all the Chinese stuff in regards to regulations has been an absolute nightmare. So anything below 200, I'll be buying more. I think it's a great company to own long term. Just the Chinese sector has just been beaten down. So I'm placing an alert there below 200 if we do get that break. AMD for next week, I believe they report next week, so just be very careful. If you're looking to play it, I would wait for 91.90 to break. If that does happen, I would take a look at around 93, 94 calls. But again, with earnings next week, just be careful. Intel had a weak report. I don't know if that'll affect AMD. They are a competitor, so it's either that AMD is taking market share, or it could be just that the semiconductor space is really getting hurt with the supply and demand stuff. Microsoft 290s, they report next week as well. Microsoft is not as volatile as the other names. So again, don't expect a 3% move on earnings, maybe 2, maybe a 1. 290s are not a bad trade, especially that it's kind of fading back a little bit. Not the worst trade, but again, take a look at the IV, implied volatility. Take a look at the cost of the premium. I think a safer bet would possibly be QQQ because you play them all. That's it. So yeah, that's where we are. So I made it pretty quick because I have the AC guys here. They're just doing some maintenance on our AC unit. So again, I'm going to leave you guys here. Have a great rest of your Friday. Pretty much taking it easy today. We're just going to take IWM and pretty much just put a bow on the week. That will give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 trades won this week. 1 loss in Apple and 1 loss on unusual options activities, which are not signals, something that I do with premium members and masterclass. But again, a strong week all around. So again, you don't want to risk more than you need to. If we can get IWM today, again, the 220 calls, I'll call it a week. Put a bow on it, done, move on to next week. Again, as a trader, it's very difficult because you're only as good as your last trade. That's really how it is. And it's really week to week. Our reputation's on the line every single day, every single week. So I treat my clients or our clients' money like it's my own. I don't want to over risk anything. Let's just take it easy. If we get IWM, which we will this morning, I'm going to call it, be done. Everyone enjoy their weekend. Probably give the guys the rest of the week off, rest of the day off, so they can enjoy themselves. So yeah, just want to give a big special shout out to my boy Anthony. He's taking a nice vacation in Hawaii. I'm not going to announce the news, but congratulations to him and his family. I hope you guys enjoy over there, man. We're sending you the best wishes. I'll talk to you in a bit, Anthony. So we'll leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. GARcapitalFX.com is the website. Hope to see you join us soon. If you have not, YouTube Premium members, 2 for 2 this week. JPM, and I believe we caught JPM, and they caught, I believe, NVIDIA? No, what did they catch? They caught something else. I think they caught JPM and Qs. Maybe that's what it is. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. GARcapitalFX.com. Have a great rest of your day. I will catch you guys next week.